Hey, fam and peeps. Thank you all for coming through, seeing what's good with the family. Before we get started, let's get business out the way, okay? For this disclaimer, all views on this channel are mine. That means any content shared, any opinions, or anything else is self-generated, okay? All views, thoughts, and opinions expressed belong to me and my family. All advice or medical info or spiritual advice whatsoever, please take it at your own risk. Research for yourself, but do not go any further by getting yourself into any type of trouble, okay? Sending any forms of dislike, hate, whether in the comments or individually through this channel. We, as in this channel, Katie Family, will not support or tolerate any drama of any kind regarding this. Any viewer or viewers who take part in this will immediately be blocked and banned from this channel and be liable for any ignorance or forms of hate at their own risk. So please, let's have fun, let's enjoy, let's praise God, let's be safe and care for others. All material on this channel is mine and mine of my own. So without further ado, fam, welcome to our channel. Let's enjoy your stay here with us, fam and peeps. So hey guys, so I wanted to talk to you guys about something really serious. To me, at least, it's important. I wanted to talk about this whole situation with Country Wayne. I feel like a lot of these issues that are transpiring right now is because we're looking for someone to blame. We're looking for someone to take out all of our insecurities or aggression or whatever we have as Christians on other people. Maybe our lives aren't going the way that we wanted them to go, or maybe we're not expecting it to be so profound. And just to elaborate a little more, there was a content creator by the name of Nick that actually, and I'm not gonna post anything about him. If you guys know who he is, cool. If not, it's cool. But he basically posted a video about Country Wayne and explaining that people look at him as like he's the father of all fathers. In a sense, like he's the greatest example of a father. I'm going to give you my opinion, and this is solely my opinion. I myself am a pastor alongside my husband, a co-pastor. We do a lot of outreach and we do a lot of marriage counseling, as well as doing a lot of, youth counseling and stuff like this. A little bit of background. My upbringing, I grew up in foster care, but I also grew up in Tampa, Florida. And when I grew up in Tampa, Florida, it wasn't exactly the best. I was abused. My family, we grew up in this, you don't tell, it stays in the house, what goes in the house stays in the house, and grew up that really men were not needed. You can be independent. I was raised by my cousins, and then, well, my cousin and my aunt, who basically just, in a sense, like she had the money for us and kind of just provided the housing for us, but nothing else. So when I grew up, but I also seen the way that she was independent, she was boss lady, all this, she didn't need a man, but she basically kind of like ran over the man. So that's how I brought that into my relationship. I was also married before. I was married when I was 19 going into 20, because I grew up in foster care, and the guy basically told me, I'm gonna wine you, I'm gonna dine you, Okay, cool. So we did that. But at the same thing, I felt not fulfilled. It just felt like it was something to do because I was okay being someone's baby mama, or I was okay being someone that didn't really have that much guidance. Okay, so I went through a lot. I struggled during high school with my identity. I struggled during high school with just who I really was in general. So when I grew up as an adult, when I met my husband, I moved to Clearwater. So when I moved to Clearwater, I literally heard God say that you need to go to Clearwater. I heard him 3 times. Didn't know why I was going to Clearwater at the time. I was dating a guy from Clearwater. Assumed like that may be it, but no, I really didn't think that. But at the same token, when I did take that, sorry guys, I had to give blood this morning. I I'm pregnant. So when I did do all of this stuff, like I was explaining, like it was just for me, more or less like no guidance, like zero about anything that's going on. When I tell you guys, when I met my husband and I actually got with him, and how hurt I was as a female, as a woman, how much I had a lot of masculinity ways as a female. Though I had my feminine touch, it still was things that I had to lay down for my husband. And he had to be willing to accept that. We went through a lot. But at the same time, what I'm saying is, if you're not taught these things, you bring this into your other relationships. My husband and I now, the first marriage, I did get a divorce. I got a divorce at 20. A lot of pastors tell you, oh, you're not supposed to, you're still bound, da, da, da. If they read the same thing that they're trying to convict you of, the same Bible, it literally states that you're to be at peace with all men. But it also says, if the non-believer leaves the believer, then it's okay. And that's literally what happened. I gave him what he wanted. He wanted the divorce. He got the divorce. We were young. We were kids. You can't interpret the Bible and take it to mean what you want it to mean, and then give someone else basically your butt to kiss at certain times. And we take these things so literal as leaders, and we play with it. And like I said, even dealing with the William Murphy situation, or the what's the guy's name? Kurt Franklin, and you're dealing with just all of them, to be honest. They take things and they make it for what they want, and they twist it. That's not the situation here with Country Wayne. I can respect artists who go from R&B, who were just claim out and just being R&B, and then they take it and then they go to gospel, and now they're gospel. They're sold out for Christ, this and that. There are things like that. But artists who go from gospel to R&B, no. Because that means that there's a backsliding somewhere. But if you're advancing to go somewhere else, I agree. But don't get stuck in trying to do the transition and you're in the middle of it, but then you're trying to still witness to people and give people advice. Here's my thing. If we're going to be transparent, we're going to be transparent all the way. There's no hiding. There's no sugarcoating. There's nothing. I'm a mommy of 3, about to be 4. And I've dealt with witchcraft. I've dealt with people trying to tell me that, I'm not going to be anything. I've dealt with people saying that no one will love you. All this. Me and my husband are 11 years. In November, we will be 12 of this year. We dated for 3 months. We married 4 months after knowing each other. People say that doesn't work. Listen, I'll tell you, it works when God puts everything in order. What I have to say about this whole situation with Country Wayne is, you got to go to Atlanta. You got to be raised where he was. You have to be in the trenches where he was. You have to understand where he came from before we can place judgment on somebody. And that's really what I'm saying. And a lot of these pastors and celebrities that get big, even TD Jakes and all of them, I know what people are saying. I know the Illuminati, whatever, all this stuff. Yes, it is real. And it is some secret societies that we don't know about. But I also know that there are some people that can have that amount of money and still be who they are, and still be who they're meant to be, and still not change or conform. And that's what everyone wants Country Wayne to do. That's not going to happen in our timing. That's going to happen in God's timing. And from what I see, I don't watch his videos personally. Me personally, because I just feel like, as a person that would have been okay being somebody's baby mama or being in that type of situation, it just doesn't do nothing for my spirit. But that's my spirit. I can't say that that's everybody else. And I'm not going to come on here and bash him and say that he's wrong. Same situation with Cat Williams. We have to realize that he still had a different upbringing. He raised himself practically at 13 from what he stated. So how is it that we can condemn the same person that we're trying to pray for, witness for? That's why all that lay hands on no man suddenly, pray for no man suddenly. Because I'm going to tell you like this, I don't want to be attached to something that I don't agree with. That's period. And a lot of people, when it comes down to these things, they feel as if It has to be one way. And if it's not that way, then it's wrong. And that's my problem. So I'm coming on here to basically tell y'all, stop judging. Just stop. Just live, love, and get over it. Love God. Love who you are. Be where you are. That man taking care of his family. He's paying for his baby moms. If he don't like his baby moms, okay, so what? But did you hear him? He say, nah, I really don't like him. I can't stand him. That's the truth. But he loves them. And I'm not saying that he proclaims himself to be a pastor. He doesn't proclaim to be anything else other than a Christian. He says, I believe in God. This is my walk. This and that. It's the same thing with all those people that were in those churches with those pastors and those leaders who were sitting up there swag surfing, or who were sitting up backing it up, doing all this stuff that we do. And you got to get to the point where whatever grieves your spirit, that's what you don't do. But don't sit there and come down on the next man if they're feeling like this is what they want to do. My thing is, don't make a mockery of the church. And that was my problem with the leaders, a.k.a. William Murphy, a.k.a. T.D. Jakes, a.k.a. Kirk Franklin. These are the same people that gave us music for generations and generations and generations. You know, Mary. Certain things that I don't agree with, I just don't agree with. But you don't see me on here bashing them and making them feel bad. And that's one of the things that I'm saying about the church. And us Christians, we need to check ourselves. Peace, love.